Welcome to the Golden Valley Light Railway video platform. This is a restoration blog video. BEVWR 5 Baby Jane, Restoration and Recommissioning. Andy Kemplen. Control Box Latest Report. In the last installment I was left with some uncertainty as to which main cable was which with regard to R1 and R2. Further investigation was needed. As you can see, one summer Sunday, whilst I was shedmaster, I set to and had a deeper look. With its weight taken on the overhead crane, the battery box was easily slid to the side, and then lowered to the ground. This gave clear access to all the cable runs as can be seen in the image. It was then easy to trace and see which cable went to which resistor. The electric motor is also clearly visible along with its cables, as is all the running gear. The other thing left over from the previous installment was that I had started work on the bulge to the lid for the control box, so as it could clear the arc chutes that have been added to the new shunt bow contactors within it. This had left us with an open cornered bulge with the sides tacked into place, as seen. Well, a lot of life has got in the way and is still affecting my world, but you will be pleased to see that I have done a little towards finishing off the bulge. Earlier in the year I made one of the corner pieces and welded it, not very well, into position. This had left me a little frustrated, as to me it was not a good enough job. I was not overly impressed with my welding, using my dad's old MIG welder, but when it was ground back it had done the job of fastening it together, just. This can be seen in the image. I was not totally happy with the result. I used to be able to weld better than that, even with that old MIG welder. A little depressed about my welding exploits. I let it sit for a while over the remaining summer as family life got in the way. Then, when some time had passed, some good fortune arose and the opportunity came for me to get hold of a small inverter arc welder. Would it be any better? When I got it and tried it out on some scrap metal of a similar thickness to the control box lid, the welds were not quite right, no matter what power setting I used, but it seemed quite easy to use. After some thought and research, I realized that it was the rod size that was the problem and that for the control box lid I would need some different welding rods. I got some better, larger size rods and I had a go at some of the other edges on the bulge with surprisingly better results. As you can see, my weld was nowhere near as slaggy as with the MIG welder, and that only a small amount of grinding would be needed to get it looking more acceptable in my eyes. Although I now have better tools to finish the welding, unfortunately I still find myself without the time to have a good session on it, to complete it fully. It does not seem such a daunting task now. As we see this year out, things will hopefully calm down and I will get it completed ready for the new year. Andy. That concludes this restoration blog. Please consider to like this video by checking the thumbs up symbol. You may want to subscribe to the channel to see further episodes and other content on the GVLR video platform.